Precious Stevens here at the Plush Academy, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make the garland out of Christmas balls. Now these are the garland balls that everyone's been asking about, and I normally attach them to my backdrop designs to kind of just give it a more elegant look and a more premium look. That way it just gives it a little more zhuzh and makes it more valuable, right? And then your clients really want it because everyone wants the hottest thing. And although this really isn't a new embellishment, however, it's like one of the more creative ones and ones that's kind of really easy to use, but at the same time it adds massive value to your backdrops. So before we get started, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I have. And I have just regular Christmas balls, Christmas ornaments. And these are the glitter ornaments, and these were purchased from Walmart. Now you can check your local stores such as Michael's or Hobby Lobby, mini Walmarts, things like that, right? Now the absolute best time to get them is right after Christmas. Why? Because they're all marked down. And you can really load up and get different colors, different textures, and really add some nice stuff to your backdrop. So the only thing that you would need for this actual design, like I said, is the glitter balls. And you would normally need about 100. 100 balls will give you a nice length because you'll use about 50 balls on each side. So you also want to use just regular old fishing wire. No specific brand, just regular fishing wire, right? And you will need a drill that has the bit that drills holes, not your regular drill bit. This is the one that actually drills holes. So just use a small one, any size that you prefer. Something that's big enough so you don't have to really search for when you try and thread the fishing wire through. So you don't really have to search for it, but don't make it too big to where it just your balls aren't able, or your ornaments rather, aren't able to stack on top of each other, right? So you're going to use that, and then I normally use, it's different ways you can actually tie the ends so your balls, your ornaments are secure. I just use a couple of little beads here, and these are like the little beads that go on the little girl's hair. And I got clear so you really can't see them, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with them in just a second. Now what you also will need is some kind of little gadget that will that will remove these little fasteners that are on your ornaments, right? Now this is something I use. It actually came with my snowman, my blow up floaty that is outside. So this is like a little stick or anything that you could use to remove these. You could use a screwdriver, you could use a pin, anything like that. I use this because it has a nice hook on the end, so I can easily just remove the fastener on here. So all you want to do is take your ball. You want to place it face down on the table, lightly, and you just want to slightly drill a hole. Just like that. Now you don't want to make it press down too hard, and you want to be sure to get it directly in the center if you can. And then just toss that baby off to the side. So to kind of speed your process up, or what I would normally do is remove all of my fasteners so I can kind of just keep going. And a cool way to have, get some help, if you have kids or anyone around, get them to do this. For one, they'll be having fun, enjoying themselves, and you don't have to do as much work, right? So just kind of get all those off. Now be mindful, this is glitter. So it's not, if you want to do another seal, you can easily seal it with some kind of spray, like the Rust-Oleum spray or anything like that. But be mindful that this stuff does, it will end up on your hand or possibly on your clothes. It's not that bad, but just know that it will happen. So I have all those ball ornaments done. So now I'll continue with the drilling. So now to just kind of show you, because we can go through all the ornaments, right? But just actually show you the easy way to assemble them. So you want to have some scissors handy, and you want to cut off enough because you want to make sure that you're able to hang your ornaments or your garland from the top of your drape all the way down to the bottom, including your swag. So I'm just going to give a nice cut about right there. So when you're starting out to thread your fishing wire, I highly recommend starting with one of the ornaments that has the clasp on the end, because you never know, one day you may have to extend it or something like that. You may have to extend your garland. So instead of you having to create a new one or having to jerry rig something or finagle it, this way you can easily attach the two ends, because it has a the clasp has an area for where you can hook. So that's what I normally do, so I don't have to ever worry about my garland not being long enough, right? So let's just start with that. So we're going to take that one and punch a hole in as well, right? Perfect. Now, you want to make some sort of knot, right? I normally would remove the clasp, make a knot, just to make it more secure. Just like so. And actually make it into a double knot, right? Just you want to make sure that if this thing come loose, guess what? All of your garland ornaments is going to fall as well. And you don't want that to happen. So let's just really secure that with a knot, right? A couple of knots. Wouldn't hurt. Okay? And then you are going to cut off your fishing wire for your desired length. I just normally take a bunch off, right? Then okay, so there is the end, and it has a nice secure knot there, right? So you want to thread your fishing wire through the middle of that clasp so it could be inside your ornament. Just continuously pull it through, pull it through. Make sure you don't get any knots. And this is just how I actually make sure that it's really secure. Okay, so now it's in the inside. Then you go back and attach your ornament. Now sometimes the fishing wire can get trapped inside there, so I normally would use this handy dandy tool. And this is normally what I would use. Its intended use is when you're braiding like little girl's hair, trying to attach beads or something like that. So you can use this, or you could use an extra long sewing needle. Anything like that really make this process go super quick, right? So I'll just thread it there. Then be sure to thread it through the beginning hole And you want to make sure the hole is where you're going to attach your clasp, right? So once you get your fishing wire through, just like that, now you can easily just remove this and just let your ball go all the way to the end and reattach your clasp, right? So that's the beginning of your garland. Now if you ever need to attach this to another unit or another garland to make it super long, it's so easy to do because you can attach end to end, right? So now that that's out the way, you're just going to thread the rest of your ornaments. So this is a 6-foot strand, and technically that's what I like to use just so it kind of keeps everything uniform. You generally would use these, I would only use these for swags, and I never really use them for the bottom portion because I consider it kind of like a waist. I really like to use it for the top portion just to make it like really stand out, make it really pretty, and make it not have to use as many ornaments, right? So this would be my 6-foot strand. So now the same way I did the ornament on one end, I would do the same exact thing for the ornament on this end. So I would get a clasp, and I would thread that through. Let me just cut off all this excess. So I would thread that through the bottom of the hole, and then I would reattach the clasp to the ornament, just like that. And now I'm just going to really just make a couple of knots at the end of the clasp, right through that little hole, like I did on the other end. And you don't want to make it too tight, but you want to make sure that all of your ornaments are touching each other. See, like that, there's a gap here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There's a gap here. So I would just really adjust this fishing wire to where I am eliminating that gap. So just squeezing it all the way down. Now, just like that. Now I just would go in and tie my knot, a couple knots, just to secure it so that it doesn't come out. And voila! That's it. That's it. Now for this entire garland that's only 6 feet, we had used 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 30 balls total. So 30 balls will give you 6 feet, a 6-foot garland. And the amount of balls really would depend on the size ornaments you're using. So if you're using a bigger ornament, I'm quite sure you generally would use a less amount of ornaments. If you're using the small, maybe the 1-inch ornaments, then quite naturally you would use more, maybe about 60, because it would double this. So once you get as many of these you want, you would just connect them and attach them to your backdrop. Check out some of these designs that some of my past students have created with their ball garlands and get some inspiration on how you could use yours as well in your designs.
found this tutorial to be helpful, guess what? I've actually created a new updated version, and if you check out the links below in the description, you can get access to that very new tutorial to see a much easier way to do this exact design and more cost effective.